Hello everybody and welcome to DRL TV. Tonight I am your host James Pandoff, and with me is Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Gaddy Buckner had some personal issues to take care of, so I am filling in for him tonight. Tonight we are here at Texas for 100 laps in the DRL iRacing Truck Series. Taylor, what did you see in practice that stands out to you?
Well, what I saw in practice was a lot of loose race trucks, especially with this. It was 100 degrees in practice, and a lot of people were having a lot of issues off turn 2 and off turn 4. Right now the track is 94, so we should see some a little bit faster times. Right now, PJ O'Leary the quickest with a 29.577. He won this race in the playoffs last year, although he was not a playoff contender. So there'll be a lot of people are going to have to really be on top of the track temperature with how loose these trucks get on exit. And certainly, I'm sure they have last week fresh in their minds when they had 11 caution flags at Pocono. Hopefully we have a much cleaner event tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Pocono is in the past, and hopefully these guys can move forward from that. Right now we see Dustin Eichert pulling in the pits. He's currently 14th on the board in qualifying. PJ O'Leary currently standing in first. Robbie Armstrong right behind him, followed by the 78 of Tristan Anderson. Let's see if we can find somebody on the track. We see the 57 of Jordan Berry currently on track, coming to the start-finish line now to complete his lap, currently in 7th. Let's see if he improves his time. And he does not, so it looks like 7th for Jordan Berry, unless somebody can knock him down a position or two.
Well, there's still several notables that have not taken the time yet, including Steven Sims, Daniel Holloway, Richard Springer, Jeremy Hebel. Casey Drake is on the track right now. Let's see what he can pull up with. Having a great season up to this point. Right now 12th, 29.94.
As you see him hug the bottom there through 1 and 2, heading onto the back straightaway now.
You can just see, just from watching Casey exit turn 2, just how it's a fairly odd corner to go through, and the wall will come right out and bite you if you're not careful. He actually improved about 0.2 that time, moves up to 5th.
Yes, he does, as qualifying is wrapping down. Currently have 30 seconds left in the session.
Well, Jeffrey Meyer had a difficult first lap, but he recovered, and he is now up on the top of the leaderboard, and that's where I kind of predicted he would be.
As you
How
see
strong he ran in this race a year ago, although got beat out by strategy by PJ O'Leary. So it looks like our points leader is going to rack up his second pole of the season.
Yes, he is. Jeffrey Meyer with a 29.561.
See if we can grab him real quick as we begin the grid to start this 100-lap race tonight. Jeffrey Meyer, you got a copy of DRL TV booth?
Give me a second.
10-4.
As we see the trucks lining up to grid now, we're going to talk with Jeffrey Meyer in 1 second.
And again, an issue in qualifying for Richard Springer, did not get a time in. That's at least, I know it's 2 weeks in a row, it feels like at least the 4th or 5th time this season that he's had issue in qualifying.
Yeah, it is a 100-lap race, so he'll have enough time to get back up there as long as he can stay out of trouble. Jeffrey Meyer is still not on the grid yet. We're going to talk to him as soon as he comes back to the mic. As we take a look at Jeremy Hebel in that Menards tied paint scheme. Going to be starting 3rd tonight.
Bet.
Hey, Jeffrey, great lap, getting on the pole. We know how great you are at this racetrack and most mile and a halves. Although last year you got beaten on strategy by PJ O'Leary, what do you got up your sleeve for tonight?
Stay out front and lead. I don't think there'll be any strategy tonight with it being slick like this. I have a feeling we'll have enough cautions.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Do you expect it to be cleaner than last week at Pocono?
Yeah, it can't get any worse.
Yeah, that's true. Well, as we see you roll off, we'll let you go, and good luck out there.
Thanks, guys.
And that was Jeffrey Meyer, number 50, rocking a new paint scheme this week. Has a little bit of a rainbow color going on.
Yeah, it's pretty slick looking. A lot of these guys got some pretty cool paint jobs. PJ O'Leary rocking the Stuart Friesen scheme, as he has all season.
As we go through the grid real quick, we got Jeremy Hebel starting third, Robbie Armstrong outside of him. Fifth place, we have Tristan Anderson in the 78, followed by Daniel Holloway.
We'll be keeping an eye also on Robbie Armstrong. Like I noticed in practice, he was really riding the rim up in the middle of 1 and 2 after he got some laps on the tires, and it looked like it was paying off for him. But see what happens as the pace car drops off. Field in the hands of Jeffrey Meyer, and we are underway in Texas.
Looks like Jordan Berry's coming down pit lane right now. Might be serving a penalty.
I think he might actually just started from pit road. But he is still sitting there, but the field up to speed going into turn 3 right now. Hebel has taken over that second spot from O'Leary.
Lap 1 is in the books. Jeffrey Meyer, your leader, followed by Jeremy Hebel and PJ O'Leary. The front 7, it looks like a single file as we got Jeremy Hebel about to be in a battle for second place.
And Jordan Berry he just now is leaving pit road, so he has already gone a lap down. So I wonder what the issue was there. I know he's had some connection issues in the past that's bit him. I should expect, like Meyer said, to get this field kind of strung out single file as compared to how hot it is right now.
As you see a little side-by-side racing with the 26 of Daniel Holloway trying to take the 4th spot away from Tristan Anderson.
I expect Anderson to be good tonight. Recall how well he ran at Atlanta, came within a half truck length of beating Jeremy Hebel in the photo finish. It's kind of been on a bit of a hiatus in this league, but I expect him to run well as Holloway. That was close right there between them two.
And we see Robbie Armstrong there in the Buffalo Wild Wings paint scheme. That's a nice little paint scheme he's got there. As he's going to take the spot away from Tristan Anderson as they come off of turn 4.
Myers slowly pulling away from Hebel, and O'Leary is trying to take that second spot back. Oh, we got Adam Purcell really checked up right there. Let David Wellborn go back at around 13th.
We stay green as side-by-side for second place. PJ O'Leary, Jeremy Hebel, photo at the line. This is exactly what Jeffrey Meyer wants right now. These two battling, let him pull away to a nice, comfortable lead as we see PJ O'Leary take that spot away. Crossover.
He's going around.
And he's in the wall.
And the caution out early, so one of the pre-race favorites. Looks like he will not repeat his win from a year ago.
Let's see if we can go on board with PJ O'Leary as they enter turn 1.
It looked to me, like he was really trying to pull a slide job on people to pull up in front of him. People tried to cross him over and just caught him in the left rear. Not a huge hit for O'Leary, but definitely enough to cause some significant damage.
Yeah, it looked like PJ was checking up pretty hard. He was about to hit that outside wall, and Jeremy Hebel just had too much speed and ended up hitting him anyways.
Well, Hebel did. He was really lucky not to get hooked and turn into the wall himself. Did a nice job keeping it straight, but that's the risk you take, especially this early in the race with trying to make a bold move. I mean, he successfully cleared him, but it looked like in his effort to try to stay off the safer barrier, maybe lifted a little bit, and Hebel wasn't quite expecting that, and they got together.
I'm not too sure, but it looked like Jeffrey Meyer might have been ahead of the pace car heading pits. That could be a penalty. Let's see.
That's possible. David
See
Wellborn has stayed out to lead a lap, as he has done so many times this season, celebrating a birthday on a
yeah,
Friday,
that
I
is
believe,
pretty close. Jeffrey
Wellborn.
Meyer might have been ahead of that pace car.
Well, we'll see if he gets a penalty or not. Jeremy Hebel staying on pit row for an extended period of time, as well as O'Leary. Not sure if I'm having issues with my replay system, but I don't even see Jeffrey Meyer on the track. Clicking on his name, and I don't see him.
Yeah, it's showing Robbie Armstrong in the lead. Jeffrey Meyer actually is grayed out. He might have disconnected. Interesting development we have here. Only 9 laps into the race. Our leader Jeffrey Meyer seemed to have disappeared. Currently 1 lap down.
Boy, what disappointment that would be, as Dakota Wilkins second, changed only 2 tires. Yeah, Jeffrey Meyer, yeah, he just got throughputed.
Tough break for Jeffrey. Hopefully he can rejoin the lobby and not lose too many laps.
That's a big thing, seeing our point leader and another pre-race favorite have trouble. Of course, obviously Meyer won't lose the point lead because he enters with a 79-point lead over Hebel, but certainly a major contender falling by the wayside here.
Absolutely, this is going to open the door for everybody to gain a good chunk of points on Jeffrey. As the field crosses the line now, they should have the 1 to go signal here. And it looks like Robbie Armstrong will be choosing the inside line.
Still very hard to believe that Robbie Armstrong, despite taking home the championship in this series a year ago, that he still has not won a race in the Dynasty Racing League. Could happen tonight, though.
Absolutely. As we take a look at the standings right now, as you see, Jeffrey Meyer 3 wins on the season, followed by Jeremy Hebel, who has 2 wins on the season. Those 2 are the only ones with multiple wins this season. Then we have Daniel Holloway, Dakota Wilkins, Richard Springer, Austin Collins, and Adam Ferry as drivers with wins this season. Casey Drake is the first driver who does not have a win. He's currently 8th in the standings.
Well, Austin Collins, we mentioned him last week after his win at Charlotte. He did not show up to Pocono, so he dropped to 15th in the overall standings, not counting the wins, as Robbie gets a terrific restart. And he qualified on the back on purpose, maybe seeing the effects of last week.
as these guys spread out pretty quickly here. The top 10 are almost single file. We have one battle with the 26 of Daniel Holloway and the 44 of Dakota Wilkins.
Well, we're going to find out very quickly just how well these two tires work. If it might not be a good idea, as Wilkins is already back to 6th position, being challenged for 7th, very high on the racetrack.
That's Austin Cotham in the 45, Marvin Wingfield in the 19.
Well, up front for the lead, Holloway and Anderson all over Armstrong's back bumper.
Tristan Anderson holding on tight in that high middle line.
Oh, into the wall goes Austin Cothran, trying to keep it straight. No, he slams the inside wall, comes back into traffic.
Oh, nowhere to go,
Slammed by
Wellborn.
David Wellborn Jr.
See if we can get a replay of that real quick.
No, man, just absolutely center punched him to David. That turn 2 wall looks like it's claimed its first victim. Cothran just got a little high.
As you see there, just nowhere to go for David Wellborn Jr. As you take another look, he's coming off of turn 2, then just right in the middle lane, nowhere to go. Blows up his engine too. His night's going to be over.
It just got behind in the steering, trying to gather it up, and just went into the inside wall, and certainly not what David Wellborn was looking for.
That's too bad. David really needed a nice run here tonight.
18th in the point standings, certainly not going to help his cause, as Jeffrey Meyer appears to have reconnected to the server.
As you see, all the leaders pitting once again.
Now it looks like Adam Faree has disconnected for some reason. Our winner at Vegas. And Robbie Armstrong, by a huge gap, wins the race off pit road. Looks like just 2 tires for him.
Yep, with that 8.19 second pit stop.
Same with David Lindahl, as he is, believes, yeah, he came off 2nd in front of Holloway. Jared Rogers leapfrogged Tristan Anderson.
We have a couple interesting names up front. We got Matt Vanderkoy in the 72 and Roy Grande in the 77, currently in 1st and 2nd.
And both having very difficult seasons at this point. Oh, with Jared Rogers, he is coming down again. I forget what I said about he leapfrogged Tristan Anderson on pit road, because he is back in a 2nd time for some reason.
Both Matt and Roy are S2R teammates, so a little team orders might be played out right now. Only lap 16 of 100.
While we have a moment, see if maybe we can get Robbie Armstrong, perhaps, in the booth.
Absolutely.
That's what I want to know.
Hey, Robbie, it's the booth. You got a moment real quick?
Yes, sir.
Well, you caught a bit of a break with Jeffrey Meyer having some internet issues, and you're leading for a little bit there, but 2 tires on this last pit stop, and some guys ahead of you that stayed out. What do you think is going to take place here?
I'm just hoping that they can get going there, because I'll be in a good spot. The 2 laps I had, they weren't very hard, so sitting good here. Try to just keep patient and come out with a good finish. Definitely caught a break with Jeffrey because he was fat.
Yeah, it is definitely a game changer for sure for everybody. How was the truck handling in clean air there?
Actually, it's not too bad. That first lap, I kind of clipped the apron there. I just had to stay calm, stay smooth, run my line, not get over anxious.
Well, we're certainly see what you can do here on these 2 tires, coming to 1 to go, so we'll let you go.
All right, I appreciate it.
As we have the 52 PJ O'Leary currently in pit lane.
Now, he is still on the lead lap after that first caution that he was involved in. He's going to have to hustle to catch up to the back of the field as they're on the back straightaway now.
Yep.
Still plenty of time to overcome for PJ. After a really rough week last week at Pocono, entered the points in 2nd and dropped back to 6th.
Pace
Looking
car
to
is
rebound
off.
here. Yep, here comes Vanderkoy. I believe this is the first lap he has led all season.
Good restart by both of them. As Robbie Armstrong might take it 3 wide entering turn 1. Looks like he might have got
Grande very high.
Robbie might have got a little block there by Matt. He was not able to make it 3 wide, but he has the inside on Roy Grande. Heading down the back
starting
straight.
to really bunch up.
Yes, they are. As you see, David Lindahl way to the high side as well. He's dropping back quite a bit. As we see Robbie Armstrong look to the inside of Matt Vanderpool for the lead at the line. He's going to have it entering turn 1 as Daniel Holloway is going to follow. Followed by Casey Drake. Just a freight train on the inside line now as Dakota Wilkins and Richard Springer both go to the inside.
Oh,
contact.
Springer gets turned by Vanderkoy. Oh, we got a big pile up now.
Yes. Wow,
Roy
this is a
Grande
big
on
one.
his side. Tristan Anderson got turned around also.
Let's see if we can get a replay of that.
Wow, that was just big time misjudgment on. Looks like I don't see Springer really moving his line very much. Looks like maybe Matt tried to side draft him or something, and whatever the case, got into the right side of the 21.
Let's see if we can get on board with Richard Springer as they head down the back straight. You see Matt's on the high side. Richard Springer keeps creeping up, but Matt does come down a little bit, so I think they just met and they had nowhere to go and ended up with a big pile up.
Looking at Marvin Wingfield, had a slight contact in the front. Actually, looks like some pretty heavy damage to the front end, which is too bad again. Remember how close he was last week to winning. Actually, he was leading on the white flag lap until he and Thomas Harmon tangled racing for the win.
As you can see right in front of him, Marvin saw it happening, tried to get to the apron, just nowhere to go with the 72 of Matt Vanderpool coming down the track. You see David Lindahl there in the 80 with quite a bit of damage to his nose as well.
And Tristan Anderson, he didn't get too much damage. He got hit by Dustin Eichert in the aftermath. And looks like the strategy is pretty clear because everyone, even after just 2 laps, came back down pit road. Robbie Armstrong out in front of all of them. Actually, correction, Daniel Holloway out in front of them.
As we see the 52 of P.J. O'Leary coming back down pit road.
Yeah, so Daniel Holloway takes over the lead off these pit stops.
Now, I know the drivers have the right to stay out if they want to on these older tires, but we've seen it time and time again this season that staying out just hasn't been the right move. It's ended up in a lot of wrecked trucks this season. Again, I know they have the right to do it, but these drivers got to start thinking a little more about late race strategies than doing this on lap 20.
And it unfortunately has been a common theme. And unfortunately, you're right, it resulted in a lot of damaged vehicles, both on the Cup side, the Grand National side, and the trucks.
As we're going to be coming to one to go here this time by. Daniel Holloway will be your leader, followed by Robbie Armstrong, Casey Drake, Dakota Wilkins, and Adam Purcell in the 58 will round out your top 5.
Well, Martin Wingfield, if he did elect to repair any damage, it was not much at all because he's still being scored up here in 7th. Be curious to see how this truck runs, if he's maybe down in any power. And also on this restart, Jeremy Hebel and PJ O'Leary are lined up nose to tail, back in the middle of the field, about 15th or 16th here. Roy Grande is officially retired from the event after he went up and over.
Yep.
And also David Wellborn is also retired from the event after involved in the second incident with Austin Cothran.
Yeah, that's very bad, too bad for David Wellborn. Just nowhere to go, ended up in the side of the 45 and blowing up his engine. As the pace car is off, Daniel Holloway will lead him to the green. Green flag is out, a nice jump by the 26 there. Casey Drake also has a nice run to the inside of Robbie Armstrong heading into turn 1.
I'm not too sure if Robbie, when he hit third gear there, might have gotten just a touch sideways, as he's being challenged right now.
Yep, Dakota Wilkins.
Oh, Dakota's going to make a dive for second over Casey Drake. Oh, Casey loose.
Moves Casey to the high side. He's able to save it, though.
Perhaps back to about, he might lose some more spots as he tries to catch his breath and regain some momentum. Marvin Wingfield goes by him. Terrence Anay up in 7th place, another driver looking for his luck to turn around.
Looks like Casey Drake might have recaptured his composure for the meantime, as we see him, Taryn, and Marvin Wingfield all battle it out for 5th and 6th.
Well, to me, it looks like Marvin Wingfield, he's still under power for the most part, as he should be clear of Drake. Yeah, but Casey, either gave it to him or he had to check up again, as Terrence Anay's going to dive under him.
One driver we don't... Oh, sorry, go on, Taylor.
I was saying, just talk about what some aerodynamic damage can do for you on these bigger tracks. We saw Wade Hustad last week, or not last week, on Monday night at Michigan, get quite a bit of aero damage and cause them to be just really down on speed down the straightaways. That's what I was concerned with when I saw this damage on Marvin's truck. But it appears that he's under power and up here in 5th place, running well still.
One driver we don't talk about much in this series is Corey Sherman, who's currently in 8th place, having a nice run for himself. Started all the way back in 23rd position.
And he's made his way up to 16th in points after another bit of a slow start. I mean, he's shown some solid speed this year. A couple top 5s and top 10s. Finished 6th on a track similar to this at Atlanta.
As we see a little bit of battling going on for the 12th position, David Lindahl, who was just caught up in that wreck, P.J. O'Leary, the 25, Craig Meyer, and Jarrett Rogers in that 9 truck.
Yeah, battle for the lead all of a sudden. Robbie Armstrong is hounding Daniel Holloway off turn 4. These two have separated themselves ahead of Adam Purcell and Dakota Wilkins as they race side by side for 3rd.
Adam Purcell, one of those drivers showing his nose here on lap 30. Started in the back. Just a bit of luck keeping his truck clean.
Oh, he hits the apron a little bit.
Dakota Wilkins looking for the inside at the line. Ooh, that was close.
And the apron's been a real big problem if you recall last year in the, not just in these trucks, but also in the IndyCar race, how many people hit the apron, and really treacherous down there as he got a big run off turn 4 and turn 2, and he's going to retake that 3rd place away from Wilkins.
Yes, he will, and he has about a chuck length on him. As we look in the driver cam as they enter turn 1 here. You see just how much banking this track has.
Now his teammate Jeremy Hebel, I was watching him a lap ago. He was all crossed up coming out of turn 4. Back in 11th with that slight damage to his truck after he got into P.J. O'Leary earlier.
As we go back to the lead, Robbie Armstrong was able to make the pass on Daniel Holloway as he looks to be pulling away almost a 4/10 of a second lead.
He's certainly shown the best long run speed. He was shown the best long run speed in practice, and he's looking to like he's got that long run speed here in the race also.
Going back to 7th on back, Corey Sherman, Terrence Sinay, and Adam Reedon all battling it out.
Give a call to William Wingfield up here in the top 10 after start back in 24th. See a couple of cars blanking back here.
As we see Corey Sherman and Terrence Sinay going to the inside, Casey Drake. Not quite sure what happened to Casey Drake, but lost a lot of speed there coming off the corner.
See some slight scrape marks on the right side of Drake's truck, and he's gone backwards since this restart. After that big wiggle he had in turn 3 and 4. This truck still doesn't look like it's handling that great, and neither is Terrence Sinay as he...
As we see Adam Reedon dive down to the inside of Terrence Sinay.
This looks... Oh, man, both of those drivers just look...
A little bit
really
of lag there
loose
from the 87.
Oh, off turn 4. Someone's spinning down towards into pit road. That's
Cody Barber.
28.
And he's still not quite around. He is off track. That should not be a caution. He's off the racing surface as he pulls into pits there. Let's see if we can get a quick replay of what happened. Yeah, he just loses it off turn 4. Tries to save it, but just not able to into the grass. He does end up hitting that pit wall, so he's going to have a bit of damage from that as well.
Yeah, it's really bumpy up there, up above that first seam in the middle of 3 and 4, and wonder if he just kind of hit the bump wrong and caused that truck to get sideways on him. He had to gather it up momentarily, but couldn't quite get it back under control, and made some pretty heavy contact with that inside pit wall, and he's getting service right now.
As you see, Marvin Wingfield now up to 5th place. He's going to be looking to get by Dakota Wilkins, and that will be for 4th. Corey Sherman is now up to 6th place.
man. Went back where Casey Drake is at. Action is picking up.
Yes, as we see the 52, PJ O'Leary, the 30, Terrence Ney, Jerry Rogers, and the 9. This is off the position back here. As we see, Dustin Eichert is now coming on pit road.
So they just scraped the wall for 4. Yeah, Eichert is 9 laps down, and Sine gets into the wall again.
It's going to drop him back a little bit as we see the 83 of William Wingfield and Austin Collins in the 99 battling it out. That is for 14th.
This track right now, it's at 90 degrees. It's actually been the coolest it's been since this session opened. So far as we are on our longest green flag stretch so far in about 3 weeks or so.
Jerry Rogers is going to be looking to take 10th place away from PJ O'Leary.
Oh, he again clips the apron.
Tanzania also getting by PJ O'Leary. PJ into the wall entering turn 1.
Yeah, that's at least the third or so driver I've seen scrape the wall entering turn 1 trying to set up that big dive down to the apex.
As we go back up front for 4th place, we see Dakota Wilkins and Marvin Wingfield still right behind.
Oh, got a spin off of 4, Jeremy Hebel. Actually, no, didn't go all the way around, but he's in the grass now.
Let's see if we can get a replay of that.
Finally gets out of the grass, but it's going to drop all the way to the rear of the field.
Yeah, another driver just getting loose off turn 4.
That looked like an exact carbon copy of Cody Barber moments ago. Did a nice job of not spinning all the way out.
We go back up for 4th. Marvin Wingfield is now
caught. Now we got a caution.
Dakota Wilkins, he might have passed him by the time that caution came out. Terrence Sine is now in 5th.
Yeah, you can kind of see that coming, though. He's just been having all sorts of difficulty with the handle in that truck. Same thing as Peeble and Barber, although he was a lot lower on the racetrack in the middle of the corner. So his rough season continues.
Go up to our leader, Robbie Armstrong.
That should be a big break for Richard Springer. I believe he should get the lucky dog and get back on the lead lap here. That would put 18 drivers on the lead lap out of the 30 that started. Well, now this is going to get interesting, actually, because last year, PJ O'Leary, I see some people staying out. No, there's lappers. But anyway, PJ O'Leary went the last 54 green flag laps all the way without stopping for fuel. And we should get this restart with about 52 to go. About 53 or 52. So, wonder if that's on the minds of these drivers. As Armstrong wins the race off pit road over Holloway, Wilkins.
Robbie Armstrong having great pit stops. About to hit the halfway point here in tonight's race.
See if we can talk to somebody else here. Marvin Wingfield. Hey, Marvin Wingfield, it's the broadcast booth. You got a copy, sir?
Yeah, I do.
Well, we know well about the heartbreak last week, but right now you're running pretty well despite some nose damage that you got in that big wreck in turn 3. How's the truck running despite the damage you got?
It feels really good. I thought I felt like I had better tires than the guys immediately in front of me. I don't know who was 44, but I thought I was coming on strong at the end. I thought I wanted to pass I don't know who was third, but because I knew a caution was coming, but I wanted to get into third before that caution came. But I think the truck's handled really good. I think this will be hopefully a good turnout.
Well, we have about 52 or 3 to go when we get the restart. Do you think you can make it on fuel from this point?
No, I think everyone will have to pit at least one more time. At least that's what the crew chief tells me.
All right, well, good luck out there. Having another solid run, man.
Thanks, y'all. Have a good one.
That was Marvin Wingfield, who started 11th here tonight, currently in 4th place.
Some people, looks like Cody Gatsky coming back down pit road, maybe to top off. It is interesting to hear that Wingfield said he doubts that he'll be able to make it.
As you see Jeffrey Meyer get the wave around past the pace car, that should put him, if I'm not mistaken, only 2 laps back now after having some connection issues early in the race.
That would be something if he is able to get back on the lead lap. He might not be out of this thing just yet. I said Richard Springer got the lucky dog. I'm actually not so sure about that because he's sitting on pit road. I guess getting more damage repaired, and it's still scoring 1 lap down.
As the pace
You
car,
better hustle. You better hustle because, hey,
pace car's ducking off now. Robbie Armstrong
just
bringing
now
him.
exiting pit road.
Robbie Armstrong brings him to the green. A nice restart there by Robbie Armstrong. Dakota Wilkins going to have the inside advantage on Daniel Holloway, excuse me. Robbie Armstrong off to a big lead as Dakota Wilkins is able to clear Daniel Holloway. Corey Sherman in that 6th is to the inside of Marvin Wingfield. He might be able to take sole possession of 5th.
He's got him cleared. So William Wingfield bumped the wall a little bit. Here comes Dakota Wilkins for the lead.
To the inside, Dakota Wilkins in that 44 is going to take the lead as they come off turn 2. Daniel Holloway going to go with him to the inside of Robbie Armstrong. That will be 2nd.
And he's got it. Of course, Dakota Wilkins, our Daytona winner. This is the first lap since his Daytona win that he has led. Coming from back in 18th position. I believe the farthest back a driver has won this year is 22nd. That was Adam Ferree at Vegas.
Looks like the whole field is single filed out at the moment. Daniel Holloway all over the back bumper of Dakota Wilkins as Dakota does lead another lap, but it might not be too much more as Daniel Holloway to the inside.
And left just enough room and coming through the dog leg, and he's going to, as quickly as he took the lead, that's how quickly he dropped back to 3rd.
Robbie Armstrong had a nice run down the back straight. He's also going to take 2nd.
Casey Drake has muscled his way back into 4th.
Right behind him, that's 6 Corey Sherman we've been talking about. Ooh, Corey might have hit that wall right there. He got awfully close. Marvin Wingfield going to look to the inside of him. That will be for 5th. Casey Drake taking 3rd away from Dakota Wilkins, just in front of them. Some nice side-by-side action all around 5th place.
Yeah, Wingfield got Sherman cleared. I'm curious to see Wingfield. He said he couldn't make it, and he feels confident that nobody else can as well.
As you see, lap traffic, 3 wide at the dog leg.
Trying to stay out of these guys' way.
Doing a great job.
I'm curious to see if, in fact, these guys can't make it all the way on fuel, whether they're going to short pit.
As we look way back, there's 3 wide action. Austin Collins to the inside of Craig Myers. Steven Sims getting out of the way of everyone. This is a battle for 12th as Austin Collins looks to clear Craig Myers in the 25.
William Wingfield's still hanging on just in front of this group in 11s.
As we go back up to this half, we had Adam Beaton in the 01 is now joining.
Oh, he had a bit slowed significantly there, and he was going to take advantage.
They single filed out a bit. Casey Drake in 4th. Got passed by the 19 of Marvin Wingfield, excuse me. Just in front of them, they have Matt Vandercoy, who got in that incident early on in the race. Just logging laps, trying to get the best finish he can of the day.
He's currently scored 21st and 12 laps down, excuse me.
All this battling has really opened the door for Daniel Holloway and Robbie Armstrong, as they are now off to 2-second lead over those 3rd on back drivers.
And those two have definitely shown the most speed.
As we see Dakota Wilkins, Casey Drake, and Corey Sherman about to take it 3 wide.
Well, that little spurt we saw from Dakota right on the restart, that must have really paid the price for his tires. Because I mean, he's dropped back significantly here in this battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Sherman dives to the inside of Drake. Well, now's the point in the run where it's going to be difficult to make that pass on the bottom.
Absolutely. As we see Jeremy Hebel, Adam Purcell, and Adam Beaton going to be catching this little pack very shortly. As we see Corey Sherman to the inside of Casey Drake. As they dive down in turn 3.
Now, he's not going to give up. Oh, he actually made the pass.
Yeah, Casey Drake going to tuck down to the inside.
Oh, behind him. Boy, that was close. Purcell can't save it. Into the grass he goes. Winds up on pit road. Actually, right at his pit stall.
Yeah, as you see him wiggle there, he just snaps right, caught the grass.
Caution is out. We got a big wreck on the backstretch. Casey Drake is in it. Oh, he and Sherman got together.
Yep,
Like
Sherman bounced off the wall. A little bit of lag there, like Corey Sherman got caught to the inside wall. It looks like his night's going to be over. Let's see if we can see that one more time.
A significant development that is. Drake's got serious damage to the right front and the right rear. That's quite a break for Adam Purcell, actually. I don't think he lost a lap.
We're going to ride on board with Casey Drake as they enter turn 1. Coming off of turn 2, you can see Corey Sherman just get into the outside wall, comes right down into him. Casey Drake just nowhere to go, and he's on for the ride.
And that's, I mean, we talk about unavoidable wrecks. I mean, there was absolutely nothing Casey could do at that point. Just wrong place at the wrong time.
As you see, all the leaders are pitting now.
That should take the fuel concern out of the equation. Looks like Armstrong's going to beat Holloway off pit road.
Yep, and Marvin Wingfield might have got third.
I believe he did over Jeremy Ebel.
So big turn of events. That's too bad for Corey Sherman. Maybe we can get him in for an interview.
Let's see, he's disconnected from the server. I'm not sure I see him in Discord.
That's understandable. A great run he was having, probably the best of his season up to this date, and unfortunate incident just ending up into the outside wall, and a tough break.
Looks like Casey Drake is out of his truck. So after the rapid fire start to the season for Casey, some bad luck here recently. Came in here 5th in points after a nice top 10 run last week, but I doubt he'll leave there. About the move that Austin Collins has made up through the field from 29th up into the top 5, and not, dare I say it, not a scratch on that truck.
Yeah, Austin Collins being very lucky tonight, very safe. Surprise move starting all the way in the back. Had 30 cars to get through, and currently 5th.
And you know, don't look now, but Jeffrey Meyer got the free pass onto that under this caution here. He is now 1 lap down. If he gets another one here, as the only car that's 1 lap down other than him is Casey Drake, and we know Drake's truck is destroyed pretty much. So if Meyer can get 1 more caution coming up here, he could be back on the lead lap and back in contention.
Yeah,
what a comeback story that would be for our points leader.
Still plenty of time in the race, over 35 laps, so there's definitely a realistic chance that Jeffrey Meyer can get back on the lead lap here.
I mean, obviously an unfortunate circumstance having an internet problem. At least it was early in the race where we have time to recover.
As the field comes into turn 3, the pace car is going to be ducking off this time by Robbie Armstrong. Will lead him once again to the green flag.
He's chosen the inside line like everybody else has tonight.
Another name in the top 10, we see Craig Meyer in the 25 all the way in 10th on this restart. As Robbie Armstrong takes him to the green.
I didn't get as good a restart as he did the last time that he was the control truck.
He did not, but Marvin Wingfield did, as he's going to look to take 2nd away from Daniel Holloway.
Jeremy Ebel slid down in that hole that was on the inside.
Dakota Wolf is falling back, as you see Austin Collins and Jarrett Rogers there going to be looking to take his positions away. Woohoo!
Oh,
Jeremy Hebel loose, able to save it. Everybody saves it. No caution.
He's going to get swallowed up here as he regains his momentum. Wingfield clears Holloway for second.
That was a scary moment for everybody. That could have been a big wreck.
Yeah, given that it was right at the front of the field, Holloway's not going to give up, but I think Wingfield has it for sure now, and so we have 34 laps to go. Of course, the thing that Robbie Armstrong is got to have in the back of his mind, he hasn't seen Marvin Wingfield all race, so he doesn't really know where he's good at, where he's weak at.
Marvin Wingfield looking for revenge after last week at Pocono, getting the win basically taken away from him by Thomas Harmon as they entered turn 1. Thomas Harmon ended up clipping him, turning him, and Thomas Harmon would walk away with the win last week.
Oh, Armstrong really close, almost got into the wall, lost a little momentum. Yeah, that would be, how sweet would that be for Wingfield if he can get the win tonight, although he's being challenged by Holloway for second.
Right behind them, Jerry Rogers, looking to take fourth away from Dakota Wilkins, as it looks like he will as they enter turn 1.
And Holloway retakes second for sure. Most everybody pretty strung out. PJ O'Leary scrapes the wall off turn 2.
Robbie Armstrong not able to get an advantage like he has in the past. Daniel Holloway and Marvin Wingfield hanging right in there.
I mean, that truck really took off towards the turn 2 wall a couple laps ago. And right there, it just looks like he's not able to stay wide open in the gas off the corner, and you see Holloway close on him.
Daniel Holloway closing in ever so slightly. As you see the 0-1 of Adam Breeden looking to take 5th place away from Dakota Wilkins. Dakota Wilkins really high up the racetrack. He's almost in the very high line.
This is a solid run for Adam Breeden. He's still looking for his first top 10 of the season, Adam Breeden is.
Yeah, having a little bit of a struggle, but still plenty of time to get into the playoffs as we see them goodbye the 72 and the 79. Both vehicles caught up in incidences earlier in the race as we see a battle for the lead. Daniel Holloway, Robbie Armstrong passing Richard Springer. That might have opened the door for Daniel Holloway.
Well, you got to know what's going through Robbie's mind right now as Holloway makes another charge at him. He's so much quicker through the center of the corner, especially in turn 2, and he's going to nose out ahead. See if he can clear him here off turn 4. Looks like he did for just a moment, but didn't pull up in front of him.
He's going to clear him.
Should have it on at least the exit of 2 here, and there he goes.
Armstrong might look for the crossover. No, he decides to tuck in behind him. On board with the new leader, Daniel Holloway. Ooh, Robbie Armstrong getting so close.
And think about,
that was very close.
And think about how important this is for Holloway as well. If he can get that second win, what that could do come playoff time as far as playoff seeding.
Absolutely. 3 bonus points for every win you get entering the playoffs.
Yeah, Meyer and Jeremy Hebel, the only 2 drivers that have more than 1 win.
These two
That's why
almost.
they're first and second in points. And Holloway, if he could make this a second win, he's already third in points right now as they enter.
These two have a 2-second gap over third place with 25 laps to go. They only have to worry about each other. Don't worry about third place. They're 2 seconds back. As we see, Jerry Rogers and Marvin Wingfield battling hard for that third position. Jared Rogers.
How about this last run for Jared Rogers?
Ooh, almost into the wall. Crossover move Marvin Wingfield.
That's allowing Adam Breeden and Dakota Wilkins to join that battle. Track temp still cooling down ever so slightly, down to 85 degrees. Certainly these drivers appreciate that. As Holloway a bit of a wiggle off of 4. Armstrong stays right about a truck length behind him. I don't know, maybe it seems like Robbie's truck seems better and handles better when he's behind another truck, like we see here with Holloway.
You see Robbie Armstrong get right down to that apron. A little loose coming off the corner. Holloway going to have a little bit of advantage here.
Back for 5th place, Wilkins underneath Breeden. Breeden's going to get that momentum off turn 2 and keep the spot.
Jared Rogers able to get by Marvin Wingfield. Is going to have to do all he can to close the gap.
Oh, got a spin off turn 4 into the grass.
It
And
looks
the caution
like David
No, it's not
Lindahl.
out yet. Now it's out. So 58 of Purcell again. About
Oh.
the same spot he did earlier.
David Lindahl also involved.
Oh, that's why Purcell went into the grass, because
Yep, David Lindahl hit the
bounced into
outside
the wall
wall.
first.
Right into him.
Just like we saw with Corey Sherman and Casey Drake. Well, it's been a rough night for Lindahl. He got back on the lead lap following that earlier incident. PJ O'Leary just shot through there, and I'll tell you what, we're going to have only about 15 laps to go, but guess who gets the free pass here, James?
Jeffrey Meyer.
Jeffrey Meyer. You know, he's going to put on quite a show, trying to get back up towards the front. Here comes everybody to pit road. This is just about what you would call the money stop. Can't afford any mistakes.
So we see everybody enter their stalls. Everyone looks to have entered without any issues. Nobody sliding through the stall.
And the race off pit road looks like Holloway's got the advantage on Armstrong. Rogers comes out 3rd. And for 5th, teammates Wilkins and Hebel. Looks like Hebel won that battle.
Great pit stop there by Daniel Holloway. This is going to be a great restart here. I think the top 6 have a good chance at winning. Obviously, the strongest of them is Daniel Holloway and Robbie Armstrong, but Jerry Rogers managed to get up to third, and now that the gap is now closed, we'll be able to see what he can do in these final, what should be 16 laps when we go back green.
And that's what I was saying earlier about Armstrong when Wingfield got up there. Like, they don't really know Holloway and Armstrong. They haven't really raced around Rogers at all today either, so see how they handle him. If we have time, maybe to talk to, see if we can, who we can talk to here. How about we talk to Jared Rogers? Hey, Jared Rogers, it's the broadcast booth. You got a copy, sir?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, you've kept the truck clean, started back in 12th, and you've moved your way up into 3rd place after that last run. Your teammate got a win at Charlotte. What's your chances of joining him as winner this year in the truck series?
Well, I mean, Daniel and Robbie up here, they're pretty quick. I'm just going to give it everything I got and hope it'll stick, honestly. We're just going to see what happens here.
Yeah, we're going to have about a 15-lap run if it goes green all the way. You feel like you've got a decent truck for the semi-long run?
Yeah, overall, I feel like we're a pretty respectable truck. And, I mean, honestly, I don't know if it's fast enough to get all the way up there, but I feel like if we get up there, we should be able to hold it, so we'll see what happens.
You're sitting pretty right now, but we know anything can happen. Coming to 1 to go. We'll let you go. Good luck, man.
All right, appreciate it.
Jerry Rogers in that 9, hoping to get a win on here at Texas, as Marvin Wingfield will be starting alongside him in 4th. Jeffrey Meyer, who had that internet trouble early in this race, is going to be starting all the way back in 13th. He's going to have about 16 laps to try to get it done. We'll be watching him on this restart.
And you know, he's not going to waste any time if he can help it. A couple of these trucks in front of him do have some damage, like DJ O'Leary, like William Wingfield, like Trent Helt, who's up in 10th place.
Pace car is off. Daniel Holloway leads him to the green. What a start by Daniel Holloway. Jerry Rogers is going to join him, going to take 2nd.
It's the 2nd time in this race that Armstrong has started on the outside in row 1 and has dropped back.
Top 6 is single file now as Jeremy Hebels move up to 4th.
Dakota Wilkins got alongside Marvin Wingfield.
Coming to 15 to go this time by Daniel Holloway is your leader. Jerry Rogers in 2nd, Robbie Armstrong 3rd, Jeremy Hebel 4th, and the battle for 5th is between Dakota Wilkins and Marvin Wingfield.
And Jeffrey Meyer has made his way up to 11, now knocking on the door of Trent Helt for the top 10. I mean, regardless of where Meyer finishes, what a terrific comeback.
Yeah, what could have been
He's going to take that 10th place away.
What could have been a bad points night is going to turn out to a respectable points night for Jeffrey Myers. He's going to hold on to his ginormous points lead the best he can with minimal damage.
Well, look up front. Jared Rogers on the right rear quarter panel, Holloway.
Oh, wow. Daniel Holloway might have made contact there as he's going to have company to the outside. That's Jared Rogers.
He said he feels like Holloway and Armstrong have the best 2 trucks, but he's looking pretty solid right now. He's not giving up on that high side.
He's going to have to watch himself here as he comes onto the back straightaway. Make sure he doesn't get into that outside wall. We've seen that multiple times here tonight.
Well, they're neck and neck as they go into turn 3.
Going to have a slow car in front of him. That might play a factor in this battle.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that's Vanderkoy. He pulls high out of the way. Oh, almost drips down in front of Rogers. Wow, that was close. That could have been like we had at Charlotte. really tight.
Wow,
I think
3
Roger
wide.
scraped the wall. Look at Armstrong. He's going to dive underneath Holloway and go to the lead.
Jimmy Hebel's going to enter this picture too. 4 cars all for the lead.
And literally right on top of each other here as we reach 11 laps to go.
Wow, what a race. Robbie Armstrong going to get a push here by Jerry Rogers, going to be in the lead. Jerry Rogers going to look to pass Daniel Holloway as it looks like he does.
Oh.
Holloway tries to close the door, but Jimmy Hebel going to look to his inside. And here comes Dakota Wilkins, teammates of Jimmy Hebel.
Oh, a little neck code there, kind of body slams. Holloway up the hill.
Jerry Rogers to the outside.
Oh, gosh.
Oh. Oh, big wreck.
Big wreck's going to take place now. Armstrong, Rogers, Marvin Wingfield, Adam Breeden.
Wow.
And look who survived it despite a little bit of right front damage. Dakota Wilkins and Jeremy Hebel.
Jeffrey Myers, your leader after all of that.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow, let's see if we can get a replay of that.
What an incredible turn of events once again.
Wow, look at him just get through that.
Everybody spun down to the low side, and Meyer just kept his foot in it up to the high side.
Let's see what we can see here.
Now I believe Wilkins is being scored in front of him. Now Meyer, not sure where he's being placed here as they all hit pit road.
Jeffrey Meyer was all the way in 7th when this happened. Just look at him get through that wreck.
That's amazing.
Just like that, 7th to the lead. Wow.
And also, look who else avoided it with absolutely 0 damage is Craig Meyer.
As we look at this replay once again, Jerry Rogers, Jeremy Hebel both getting the wall. Jerry Rogers comes down and clips the 3, and then Mayhem behind him.
Man, that's just, can't even put it into words how crazy that was.
Adam Breeden caught up in it.
Yeah, it's probably better to list who wasn't involved, to be honest. But that all started with Robbie clipping the apron, Jared getting the run to his outside, and just clipping the wall.
That was a fantastic battle we were watching, and unfortunately ended in I have to say maybe 6 cars involved in that wreck.
Yeah, I mean that was certainly a terrific battle we were seeing before that happened. All right, now Jeffrey Meyer. Before we were giving him the Heartbreak Award for the race. Certainly got to give him the big move of the race. Like you said, James, back in 7th or 8th when that wreck started to occur. And now up here, he scored in 4th after the pit stops. So how about this front row on this restart here? With about 6 to go when we get it. It's going to be Wilkins and Craig Meyer.
Now, for those of you tuning in who don't know, we have implemented at 1 green, white, checkered attempt in this league. So if these guys do wreck and another caution comes out, we will have 1 attempt at a green, white, checkered finish.
If we saw that take place last week at Pocono, so wouldn't be surprised if we see it here tonight as well. So all of a sudden, with a lot of these contenders being taken out here, we're now just down to 12 on the lead lap. A lot of them with pretty heavy damage, including Wingfield and Purcell. Man, what a crazy set of circumstances here this last 10, 15 laps. See what Craig Myers got up his sleeve right here. And I'm looking at our leader, Dakota Wilkins. That right front is torn up a little bit.
We'll take a quick peek at that before we go green. As you do see, there's quite a bit of damage on that right front.
Wonder if that'll affect anything. Is pace car's going to pull off here momentarily. 6-lap sprint to win this thing. And watch Jeffrey Meyer back and forth. Although the 25 didn't get a very good restart. Wilkins and Collins out ahead of the pack. Comes Meyer underneath the 25, trying to take over third, but Meyer shuts the door on Meyer. But Craig Meyer slammed the door on Jeffrey Meyer there, although here comes Jeffrey to the inside.
Yeah, that is not what Jeffrey Meyer needed. He needed to get to that inside in the middle of 1 and 2. He's going to need all these 6 laps to try to get by both the 99 and the 44.
Here comes Collins with a big run off turn 4, and he's going to dive to the inside and go after the lead.
This is going to open the door for Jeffrey Meyer to get to them and possibly make it a 3-man battle for the win.
Well, Craig Myers hung right with them as well.
There goes Jeffrey to the inside of Dakota Wilkins. This will be second.
Oh, and he's 99 drifted up a little bit. He gives the 50 the bottom.
Jeffrey Meyer to the inside for the lead.
Boy, can he pull this off? I believe not quite clear.
Craig Meyer looking for third on Dakota Wilkins. As Jeffrey Meyer does clear him, so Jeffrey Meyer to the lead. Going to be 3 to go at the line.
From 4 laps down after being kicked from the server with an internet problem, and here he is. We were talking about it'd be good for him to just to have a respectable points night, but here he is leading this race, coming to 2 to go. And now what he is hoping for is no cautions right here.
No cautions and no mistakes.
2 laps to go.
Craig Meyer in the 25 looking for a podium finish as he's hanging on the third. As we look back real quick, we have Trent Hell in 6th place. Going to be battled by PJ O'Leary, who's currently in 7th.
How about in front of them, William Wingfield up in 5th. Great battle for him. Certainly one that he needed. But here comes Jeffrey Meyer. He's going to get to the white flag before we get a caution. So this race will go into the books. After this lap, Austin Collins not giving up.
Austin Collins going to need a huge run here down the back straight if he's going to have any chance. Heading into turn 3, lap car goes high. He is out of the way. Jeffrey Meyer started on pole, got dropped from the session, 4 laps down, all the way back to win it here at Texas.
What an incredible comeback. Collins 2nd, Craig Meyer 3rd, Wilkins 4th, and William Wingfield 5th. Followed by O'Leary, Helt, Gatsky, Marvin Wingfield, and Hebel, the top 10.
Wow. What a run by Jeffrey Meyer.
I mean, certainly the big move of the race was him getting through that huge wreck. Plus just the resilience of him not to give up after being 4 laps down. He's going to burn it down here on the front straightaway for his 4th win of the season.
Ooh, as he almost hits the 83 there.
All right, so let's pull in Craig Meyer, our 3rd place finisher, if I can find him in here. There he is. Craig Meyer. This is the broadcast booth. You got a copy, sir?
I got you loud and clear.
Well, what a terrific run for you tonight. Certainly a shot in the arm you needed from 13th to 3rd, and had a chance on that last restart, start up on the front row, but what more did you need at the end if you're going to make a run at the win?
Honestly, seat time. Still getting used to the trucks and everything. So, yeah, it's been a rough season. I'm sure I probably could have pushed it a little harder and went for it, but unracer-like, I got to say, I kind of just pedaled it, and I was happy where I was.
Well, there's certainly no shame in a third-place finish, especially after the rough season you've had. Tell us how you got through that big wreck off the turn 4 with the leaders.
Honestly, I just looked for a clear opening and kept my foot in it, and went up going through the grass, and the seas parted.
Hey, you actually went just about under Robbie Armstrong through the grass and barely missed the 01 as well, but just a terrific job. Before we let you go, you got any shout-outs you want to give?
Yeah, shout out to you guys. I mean, y'all put on a great place for us to race and everything. I love racing here. Got to throw a shout-out to Dakota and Jeremy, unofficial teammates and everything. So they've helped me out a lot, transition and all that. So, wish other teammate Gary was here this evening, but he's not. But other than that, guys, just thank y'all for putting this on, what y'all do, and all the support y'all give us.
I would certainly appreciate the kind words, and enjoy this podium finish, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.
I believe that's actually the first time that he's finished ahead of both of his teammates, Wilkins and Hebel. Let's pull in our second place runner, Austin Collins. Hey, Austin Collins, you got a copy, sir? It's the broadcast booth.
Hear you.
Well, after a intentionally slow qualifying lap in 29th, to make your way up to second place, surviving all the carnage out there, getting around that huge wreck with the leaders up front with 10 laps to go, and coming home in second after skipping last week. Tell us about your night.
Yeah, I decided just turn the back tonight. I knew there'd be a lot of cautions. Well, not really a lot of cautions, but a lot of carnage, and just try to stay clean. And I guess at the end it worked for me, and I ended up coming out second. I thought I was going to get the win there for a minute, but Jeffrey came back and he did his thing, and a good win to him.
If we actually got a caution with, say, 2 or 3 laps to go, and we had a green-white checkered, how'd you feel? Do you think you could have hung with them?
Well, I mean, I was there with him last few laps. As long as you didn't get out too far, I feel like I could have done something. I regret my block and going down into 1. It's a little late for that now.
And it's always hindsight, and I was honestly saying the same thing, but nevertheless, a terrific finish coming from the back after skipping last week. A big move in points as well. Of course, with that win at Charlotte a few weeks ago. Before we let you go, want to give out any shout-outs?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out you guys doing the booth, everybody at DRL. Shout out to my teammate, Jared Rogers. I know he had a fast truck tonight. Things didn't go his way, obviously. Yeah,
that was too bad for him. We actually just pulled him into the booth prior to that restart, and he was going for it, but fortunately got taken out in that wreck. But congrats on your runner-up finish, and we'll see you next week.
All right, take care, y'all.
Real quick, remind me what team you're in?
I'm in Hollyman Motorsports.
That's right. All right. No, thanks again. We'll see you.
And now let's pull in our winner, Jeffrey Meyer. I can't wait to talk to him.
Oh, he's got to be absolutely ecstatic. Jeffrey, you got a copy, sir?
Yes, I do.
Wow. I don't know what more to say. 4 laps down after a connection issue, and you still managed to pull off the win tonight. Me and James were both just absolutely couldn't get enough out of the way you just kept your foot in it with that huge wreck.
Yeah, that was just luck. I mean, I seen guys, and a lot of times they come back up the track, and I seen the top was clear, and I'm going to stay wide open and try to get through it, because if they come up the track, I can possibly get through before they do. Normally you want to break, but it's just in that instance there, I couldn't see braking as helping me any.
I mean, certainly it's a big move of the race. And then on the restart, you seemed kind of caught behind the 25, but you're able to run the leaders down.
Yeah, there was a few guys, that were racing me, and that's fine. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I don't want to have to move anybody, but we had room.
You seem to be at a loss for words right now.
Kind of. I'm surprised that this actually came out. I mean, I knew I was the fastest truck, and just to be able to come back and win it is just surprising.
Well, certainly a huge win. 4th win of the season out of 15 starts. Extend your point lead after it looked like it was going to be a really bad points night for you. But, want to give it any shout-outs before we let you go here?
I got to give a shout-out to all the guys that spun out and caused cautions and let me get the wave rounds and the lucky dogs and all my laps back. That was a huge help. I gotta thank everyone for spinning out for me. DRL for putting on the league. You guys for putting on the broadcast. So you guys all do a really good job. Too bad for my teammates tonight, but we'll come back.
All right.
Well, certainly. Go ahead, James.
Well, I was just going to close out saying, well, congrats again on the win. That was fantastic seeing you do what you did, coming back from 4 laps down and managing to go from 7th to 1st through that big wreck. And we're looking forward to seeing you at Iowa.
Thanks a lot, guys.
I mean, I don't know about you, James, but he just seems absolutely stunned.
I would be too, going through all that in only 100 laps of a race, not even like 134 like the Cup Series race. Looking at our unofficial results, Jeffrey Meyer comes home victorious, leading 10 laps. Austin Collins, 2nd place. Craig Meyer, best finish on the season. Congrats to him. He is in 3rd. Dakota Wilkins, leading 7 laps, comes home 4th. William Wingfield having a great night. Brother of Marvin Wingfield, who managed to finish 9th. PJ O'Leary, 6th place. Trent Hell, a great night for him as well, comes home 7th. Cody Gasky, we didn't talk much about him, is 8th. Marvin Wingfield, I just mentioned, comes home 9th. And Jimmy Hebel comes home 10th.
Yeah, we didn't mention Cody Gasky much, but I guess mainly if you're not talked about, sometimes that's not a bad thing because you're staying out of trouble, and that's what he did tonight. Got him a good top 10 run.
Absolutely. 11th place, Adam Purcell. 12th place, David Lindahl, caught up in that wreck early in the race. Cody Barber comes home 13th. Richard Springer 14th. Jarrett Rogers, battling for the lead late in the race, comes home 15th. Robbie Armstrong, leading most laps tonight, finishes in 16th. Daniel Holloway, also a strong car, leading 37 laps, comes home 17th. Adam Breeden, 18th. Matt Vanderkoy, 19th. Steven Sims, 20th. Casey Drake, 21st. Corey Sherman, who was in the top 5 most of the night, comes home 22nd. Terrence Sinead, 23rd. Dustin Eichert, 24th. Jordan Berry, 25th. Tristan Anderson looked like he was going to have a fast truck, qualified well, comes home 26th. Roy Grande, 27th. David Welborn Jr., 28th. Austin Carthen, 29th. And Adam Ferrari is 30th.
Yeah, a lot of these drivers certainly didn't really get the finish they deserved, but like we say, that's racing for you.
Next week, the Truck Series will be at Iowa doing a little short track racing. Catch us on June 19th at 9:30 p.m. Eastern for 144 laps. The next race for DRL TV will be the DRL Cup Series at Pocono. iRacing servers had us cancel Pocono 2 weeks ago, so we will be running it this coming week. That is June 17th at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Be sure to catch us for 80 laps of fun at the Tricky Triangle. Looking at our point standings, this is prior to tonight. Jeffrey Meyer now has 4 wins on the season. Jeremy Hebel, Daniel Holloway, Dakota Wilkins, Richard Springer, Austin Collins, and Adam Ferrari. Those that you see in yellow are locked into the playoffs. The rest of the drivers are making it in based on points if they do not earn a win. Casey Drake and PJ not going to have the best of a points tonight. Robbie Armstrong you see in 11th. He could have had a win to lock himself in. Late trouble cost him and hurt him there.
It was huge for quite a few of these drivers how close they were to victory, to locking themselves in, but late race misfortune didn't allow that to happen.
Taking a look at our credits, thank you to everybody you see on your screen for making DRL and DRL TV possible. James Pandoff, the owner, James Pandoff with financial, Martin Wenzel, Jordan Gonzalez. They do all the graphics you see on these broadcasts. Technical support, Jordan Gonzalez and Martin Wenzel. Marketing, James Pandoff. Broadcast, thank you to everybody who produces in the broadcast booth. David Wellborn Jr., Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Martin Wenzel, Getty Buckner, James Pandoff. Ryan Branch, who did part of the Cup Series early in the year, thank you for your help. Race Control, Martin Wenzel, Getty Buckner, James Pandoff, Robbie Armstrong, Dakota Wilkins, Ryan Hesgaard, Jeremy Hebel, Richard Springer, and Eric Weatherholtz. Thank you, all of you guys, for being the eyes in the sky during these races every week. Administration, James Pandoff, Getty Buckner, Martin Wenzel, Ryan Branch, and David Wilborn Jr. Thank you for keeping DRL in check and balances and keeping this league sane. Alrighty, well, tonight was 100 laps here at Texas Motor Speedway. I was your host, James Pandoff. With me in the booth, Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Taylor, do you have any closing words for tonight?
Just the parity. I mean, there is certainly parity in this league, but certainly, as the old cliche says, the cream rises to the top. And despite some early issues with his internet, Jeffrey Meyer showed that he is definitely, to me, the man in the beat this year for the Truck Series Championship. And he's got a lot of stuff going for him right now.
Absolutely. So once again, congrats to Jeffrey Meyer on the win tonight here at Texas. We'll catch you all next week for the Cup Series race at Pocono. Thank you and have a great night.